Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me for episode 12 of our Rags to Riches challenge on Sri Lanka. Now for the rules I can refer you to the description, but for a short overview we started with 100,000 in loan, that's where we bought some equipment from. We are not allowed to take any other loans, we are not allowed to lease any equipment, we have to use our own stuff. And well, we are going for a bit already. We have 2 fields now since last episode. And the goal for today, I think, should be to get the 3rd field that we really want. So that we have 3 fields going for the grass business. And with those 3 fields, I think we should be good enough to leave contract work behind us for a bit. Not all the time, but mostly. But that means that we have to get up to 40,000 today if we want to buy that next field. So for today, I think there will actually be quite a bit of contract work so that we can really get up to that amount of money. Luckily, we also have a bunker filled with silage. Well, it's still grass technically, but it's fermenting at the moment into silage that we can sell today. Unfortunately, the lettuce prices aren't any good, so we have to sit on the lettuce for quite a long time right now before we can really do something with that. So I think the goal for today will be doing some contracts, wait for the silage for the grass to really turn into silage, then sell that, see how much money we need, and of course what kind of contract we actually going to get. And those combined hopefully lead to us buying field 82 this episode. And then we should be able to buy the last field, get that one ready too. And then we have 3 grass fields, and I think they'll do the trick. Just to show you, this field's 100% fertilized already. 2 out of 4 growth stages, so 2 more months and we can start to harvest this one. And the next field, our greenhouses are still watered up, and already they both have 2 pallets. So we have 4 pallets, but price isn't that good. And of course here we have our silage, which is, 96% fermented. So I think as soon as we hit 9 o'clock in the morning, it should be ready. Until then, I hope that there are some good contracts that we can do. But of course, as always, we have to clean our tractor. That will save us a lot of damage, which is good because that saves us money in the end. So let's clean this beauty up. Now the paint, of course, will wear off. We can already see quite a few areas where the paint has gone, but that is not a big concern to me. Of course, it's nice if your equipment looks nice, but painting is a very expensive job. So we will not be wasting any of our time in the short run on that. Could be that when we really put this away and we are no longer using this tractor because we get a new one, for instance, that we might repaint it and then put it like in storage so that it just stays there. But for now, this is all okay. Just to show you the price of lettuce at the moment. Let's go down here. Lettuce is, see, it's okay, but it's 300 less than the high price, which means that with 4 pallets that we have right now, we will miss out on 1,200 euros, which is a lot. It will only drop further tomorrow, and then it will start to run up. Luckily, we have some space for it, and we can store quite a bit inside the greenhouses as well. So we're just going to leave it here. And then when the time is right, we're going to sell it off as much as we need it. So for now, let's check if there are some contracts available. Ooh, there's some cultivating jobs. There is the deadwood job is quite far away. Cultivating all the way to the top. This one is close to that as well. And this one is close to where we are. So I think the cultivating jobs are okay to do. There is no mowing or anything. So I'm just going to accept all of the cultivating jobs. We are going to do those, and then I think the lettuce might, or the silage might actually be ready. We can start selling that, and then we can clearly see how much money we actually still need to buy that last field, and if we can actually make it this episode. I really hope so. Of course, you all know how the contract work goes. I'll hook up the cultivator, and then I'll start driving to the different fields and make sure that we do that work. But we're not going to do that slow speed. We're going to speed ahead while you enjoy some music. I'll see you when we're done with the 3 fields. Alright, contract work done. 3 contracts in, meaning 5,000 euros extra. If we take a look, there's some fertilizing contracts now, some dead wood that we can still do. So there is more money to be made. Not that much, but there is more money to be made. There's also a weeding contract, which is pretty good, 3,000. But we also got the message that our silage is done. So what we're going to do now is drive back and make sure that we get the silage into our forage wagon and start selling it. That will be the best way to make a lot of money. We have to be a bit careful though, because right now we have 17,000. We need 40,000 for that field, but we also need some operating money. Especially if we're going to sleep a couple of nights every now and then. We have to repay our loan, we have some service costs and stuff, so we do need to have a little bit extra on the bank. So I'm still hopeful we can make it to the 40,000 that we want and work on that last field. But you can never be too sure about it, so we'll have to really see how it will play out. We have 17,000 now, meaning that we need at least another 23,000 to make it happen. That's quite a bit actually, so yeah. We'll have to see if we can really pull it off this episode, or that we have to squeeze into another one. Of course, 3,000 for a weeding contract, that'll help. And some for fertilizing will be nice, although we also have to pay for the fertilizer, of course. Oh boy, I am happy that the rain is stopping right now, though. So that already is a bonus, because, well, I'm not a big fan of the rain. I like the graphics for it, but it's just so much noise in my ears when it's raining. Now let's clean up everything, because especially in the rain, it makes a big mess, and that is not what we want to see. So let's clean this beauty. It's been good to us so far. It has 25% damage though, so might be worth getting this one fixed at some point. I do believe that that's going to cost us like a few hundred. Same with the tractor. If we're going to repair it, it's going to cost us a few hundred. Tractor's also, well, it's just 6% damage, it says, so that's okay. So we have to probably stall that a little bit until we decide whether we are really going to get the field or do something else. But all will be decided after we sell the silage and do a few more contracts. And one thing we could always do is just sell a bit of the lettuce that we have. Even though it might not be the most profitable month. If we need like another 4,000, we can make that with the lettuce that we have at the moment. So if that is the difference between us getting that extra field or not, it might actually really be worth just selling the lettuce then, so that we get that in. Now we need to get the bucket up front first, then we attach the forage wagon, and then we should be able to get all of the silage in. Oh wow, that's a near fit, but it fits. Just have to figure out where I left the bucket though, because this is the forklift. I don't see the bucket on here, so it should be on the other side. Let's get straight to it. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. And then we'll just start opening the tarp, making sure that all the tarp is gone, and then we can quickly pick up everything with our forage wagon. We might have to do some landscaping as well. I want to get rid of some of the bushes. I think the best way to do that is with some landscaping, probably. So we'll have to see how that goes. Now let us drive up to the bunker and get rid of all the tarp and stuff. I guess I have to open this up manually. There we go. I wish you could just remove every piece of tarp straight away. I don't know why that is. Probably because this is, of course, more accurate when you do this in a real farm. You don't remove all of the tarp, you just do it a little bit, but still. Okay, so can I now just oh, there we go already. Okay, nice. I just scooped up a little bit, 79 liters, that's it. We do this again. Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh, this is very easy now, actually. I was expecting this to go a little bit harder. This is really helpful though, because this means that we don't make big piles. Everything just stays as it is. So here we go. And now we can just hook up the forage wagon and get all the silage out. Let's hope we don't spread this out too much now and waste some stuff. Now, I did forget to check how much is in there. But I do believe with the new tool that we have, this is just our stuff. But if we go into this one, we should now be able to see how much we have in terms of silage. The value right now is 9,384 at the bioplant. So that's interesting. I'm going to tag that place so that we know where to go as soon as we filled up our forage wagon. I'm going to lower the intake. And here we're going to go on a little drive. So we're going to make 9,000 out of that. Not too bad, but it's kind of hoping for a little more. But yeah, we need the money, so let's just go get it. There we go. I do believe that, at least that's what Roadhog told me, that when you have a silage bunker, you make about 30% more money on the silage than when you don't have that. And when you actually have a wrapper and put in the wraps and stuff. So it is pretty good that we have this right now. And that we do it this way. According to the mod that we have, we should get the best price at the bioplant, apparently. But I always like to check things. I haven't really used that mod that much. So for now, I want to see if it actually works. So let's go to the silage, the biogas plant. Yeah, it has the best price. It's a long drive, but it has the best price. And it actually makes a bit of a difference per 1,000 liters. So we'll just drop it off right there. It's all the way up there. So it will be a bit of a drive. But then at least we make 9,000 out of the silage. And I believe the silage price doesn't vary too much. The differences between different months is pretty small. So that should not be a too bad a thing. It is, yeah, it's all the way up there. So we should probably get to the main road as quickly as possible. Although it doesn't really matter. We can just take this route. Drive all the way up and then go on to the main route. But, you know what? Let's just drive on some tarmac. Oh, wow. It's almost like we're flying with our tractor. There we go. Alright, we're going to speed this little process up to... I think this is going to be an episode where we will be doing a lot of speeding up, but that will get us through the next field. And then there will be no more speeding up while doing contract work, and I will just be doing a lot of talking while we do work on our own farm and start planning for some new stuff for our farm. But for now, let's speed ahead so we sell all of the silage. Alright, back at the farm. We are done with the bunker. That all worked out. Although there's a little crazy place here. I don't know what this is. What's that? Might have to do some repairs there. I don't know. Let's take a look at the numbers, because we made some nice money here. And if we take a look at how much we made, it is the 9,726 that the program predicted. That means we still need 13,000 and a little bit to buy field 82, which is now costing us 4,128. There will be contracts to be done. There's a 3,000 weeding contract that will get us on the way. There is some fertilizing. There's another cultivating job. There's some deadwood. But that's a lot of contract work just to get those 13,000. But we also have some lettuce. How much can we make on that? We can make 10,000 on that lettuce right now. Maximum value will be 11.3. So it is actually not that bad. We will only miss out on 1,500. That's not too bad. We're also getting closer and closer, I think, to one extra pallet. We take a look at those. We should see that this one, yeah, we'll get another pallet today, I hope. I don't know. I actually don't know. Might not be. This one has 3 pallets now. So selling that will get us almost 10,000, which means that we just need another 3, 4, 5, maybe 6,000 to be completely ready for this and have some money to spare at some point, because that's also something that we need to do. So selling the lettuce and doing 1 or 2 contracts can get us that extra field. Question is it worth doing all of that today? Well, I say yes, let's go and do that. The cultivating job can get us 2,400. The weeding job can get us 3,000. That's already 5,500. Combine that with the lettuce and we should be there. So basically all we have to do is a weeding contract and probably this cultivating contract, and we should be okay. So, or we could even do these 2 maybe and make 3,200 instead of the cultivating. So the cultivating job will take us a long time. That's one of the things that I don't really want to do. But the weeding contract won't take us that long. Now we don't need the bucket for a while, so we can drop that off. I think we can use the forklift soon though, in terms for the lettuce. And of course, if we're going to do those 2 fertilizing contracts, which are usually done relatively quickly, we can use it to take the fertilizer with us so that we can just finish those jobs relatively quickly. So I think that will be the order right now. We're going to do that weeding contract first. Then we'll come back. We'll pick up the stuff that we need. Oh, we can actually take that, I think. Let's see if we can. I think we can take all of that. If we just take this with us right now. Let's hook this on. Oh, might have to lower this a bit. Yeah. Oops. What's happening there? Yep, there we go. Then we just raise this one. And then I think we should be able to put the bucket on here as well. Then we can just do these 3 contracts, drive home, buy the field, and get it all set up. I just hope my tractor doesn't start to go all wonky soon when we do this. But oh, this should be interesting. Let's attach the weeder too. Okay, nice. We have everything we need. Probably might do the fertilizing contracts first then, because I think those are the closest. So let's accept both of these contracts. Yes. Can I see how much? We have 900 fertilizer. That might actually be enough. So we're going to go to field 91 first for the fertilizing. Then we go back up to field 45. That might also get us rid of the pallet, which will be good. And then we can do field 26 for the weeding. And we should have all the money for working on our last grass fields that we're going to buy for a while. So I'm just going to speed ahead again. You listen to some music while we do all of these works, and then hopefully we get to talk and work on our own fields soon again. Okay, phew, that was a lot of work, but the contracts are done. Let's make sure we actually cash them in. And now we can clearly see we have 33,000 euros. So we need another 7 to buy that field. If we take a look again at the lettuce, we have 10,000 worth in lettuce right now, apparently. Maybe there's even soon going to be another pallet, but I'm not sure. So if we sell this, we have all that we need. So it's time to rush back to the farm. I have to get my fertilizer spreader, of course, but other than that, we'll just rush back to the farm. Go sell that lettuce, and then we can buy that third field. And I already want to apologize because there has been a lot of contract work and a lot of speeding up in this episode. But hopefully that will soon put a lot of that to an end, because with 3 fields we should be able to make plenty of money ourselves, which is great. And we're just going to do a lot more sleeping then, and then work our fields and try to expand from that way. I also want to start looking into some animals and see what the possibilities are with that, because we do have silage, so we do have some feed for some animals, so that will also be a thing to considerate. But right now, let's just rush to the farm, get the lettuce out, and make sure that we make some money. Alright, I'm going to save you watching me troublesome get these on, and then I'll meet you when we sell this and see if we actually have the money we need to buy that field. Okay, it's in. Let's check now. Lettuce. Where can we have the best price? Probably just the normal regular shop, but I'm not sure. 7:30 in the farmer's market. Yep, and that one is the closest. That is all the way up at the other side though, so we'll have to be doing some driving here, but we can do that now. Should probably put all the tension belts on instead of off. It might be better. And, oh well, I'm driving through somebody's field. I normally try not to do that, but for now, oh well, it'll be okay. We have 5 pallets, which is 5,000. This should be worth 1,700, so 5 times 1,000 is 5,000. 5 times 700 is 3,500. That should lead up to 8,500. That barely gets us there, but I think it should be enough. And then we can always just go ahead, work the field, make everything ready, and when we are done, we can go to sleep. We should have enough money for at least 1 time sleep. And then when we do, then all is fine. And if we need a little bit of money, we can always do another contract. That should be okay. Well, we should check the actual amount that we get as soon as we reach the farmer's market and actually sell this. And from there on, it will just be working on our own farm. With rarely a contract. Well, I guess that's my idea right now, to rarely do a contract. Sometimes you do get a contract that's like really worth a lot of your time and effort. So those might still be in. And I think at some point, especially some fertilizing contracts can be done relatively quickly. As you saw earlier on, the weeding contracts, they take quite some time. We do get some nice money for it, but it ain't all the best. So, you know, it is something, but not always the absolute best. But yeah, it's okay for now. I guess it's okay for now. All right, let's just drive home, make sure that we get back to our farm and start working and buying and working that new land. 4,000 and a little bit, so we should have like 1,700, 1,800 left in terms of cash. I think that should be enough for now. So we can just go ahead and do some cultivating on that new field and then get it sown in. And yeah, I would love that. And especially like the cultivating contracts we did today, they're okay in terms of money, but they cost a lot of time and effort. And I really just want to get rid of those. And maybe also some of the weeding contracts and stuff. I don't want to do those too many because, you know, that just takes so long. Some of the fertilizing contracts can be really quickly. So you can quickly earn some money. We did 2 fertilizing contracts that got us more money than the weeding contract. And it was done faster than the weeding contract. So those are my preferred contracts at the moment. But yeah, we'll have to see, you know, if we really need the money, we can always do it. Or if there's not much to do on our own farm. But I think that should be okay. Here we are back at our farm. Look at our 2 grass fields. They're at great growth stage 2 out of 4. That means if we sow that new field in today, that it will be 3 out of 4. But when we can already harvest it then. And I think that should also be what we're going to do then. So that we get them all in sync after that one. So let's just drop off our cart here. Here we go. Let's get into buying this field. 4,128. Let's buy. Yes, there we go. We now have a field growing oats ready to harvest. Well, we're not going to harvest them. It's fully fertilized. That's good. Next field will cost us a whooping 51,000 if we want to get that. So for that, we really need to save money again. But that could be the goal, depending on what I can find out about animals and what we can do with those. So if you have a clue about that, let me know. What animals should I get? How should I set that up? So that we have an idea on what could be next. As I am now going to turn this. Oh, is crop destruction on? Looks like it, because we are really destroying this crop. I thought I turned that off. Would that be... Oh, it's still turned on. Okay, well, crop destruction is off. That might be better. We're not going to destroy our own crops. Okay, that's better. Now, let's just get this quickly cultivated and sown in. This ain't the biggest field, so it should not take us too long. I still wish that you could get a percentage on your own fields as well somehow. I don't know how that will work actually in terms of the game mechanics, but if you should probably just be able to tell that, you know, I'm going to cultivate field 82, and then it gives you a percentage of how far you are. I just like to, you know, see the drop down on the numbers there and see like, oh, I'm at 60%, 70%, so I'm almost done, or still have a lot to do. It's just how I love to do to play it. So I wish we had that, but it's fine though. We can still see how much we have done and how well we are doing, so no big deal out of it. And then we'll just get this sown in. I think one of the animals that we could be looking into could probably be cows, because I guess cows really eat the silage. I don't think sheep eats silage, and I don't think the chickens do either. We need to get some crops for that. But on the other hand, cows probably need a pasture or something, so I need to know a way that we might be able to set that up. And I don't know if we have to do like manual fencing then, or that if you assign a field to be a pasture, that it will automatically get fences around it. I don't know how that works, so we'll have to dive into that. If you have some information on that, please let me know, because I think it will be very nice if we can get some animals on the farm. And of course, we won't be getting the optimal feed. We won't be giving them the best stuff yet. I mean, we don't even have hay yet, although we could probably, if we get cows, we could start working towards that in terms of getting a bit of hay as well, that we can then use for the stable and stuff. But I don't know. That's all just talking for the future now. But it's just already fun that we can start talking about the future of the farm now, because we kind of have a little farm with 3 fields. And that for me counts really as a farm. So yeah, farm building would also be nice at some point if we get a place to sleep right here. That would also speed things up. Right now, if we want to go to sleep, we always have to drive into town. So who knows? Maybe those things can also be achieved relatively quickly. But no rushing things, or there's no real need to rush things now. Except, of course, for the length of episodes. So I might have to rush this episode a bit because I think it's going to be quite lengthy at the moment. That's all fine. Let's just make sure that we get this field all cultivated. Get the sowing in. That should also roll it immediately. And I wonder what happens to the fertilizing status of this field right now. It was 100% fertilized, so that was good. Will it still lose 50% because there were crops on it and we're taking those out? Or will it just remain at 100? Will it lose all fertilization? I don't have a clue. Luckily we can check that soon. Most likely when this is done and we get the seeder, we can check if it still has a source of fertilizer on it. That would actually be really good if it had. That would save us time and money, so that's nice. But yeah, we'll see. Almost done with the cultivating. That's actually, yeah, this is a nice cultivating job. I guess this is a cultivating job that would get you like 900, maybe 1,000 if you do this in a contract. So, yeah, it's nice to think of it that way, that we're working for 1,000 now. We don't get the money though, sadly. But, oh well, then we add another field of grass. I wonder what our next amount of silage will be, because the last time we had silage, which we sold today, is actually from just one field, and now we are immediately upping it to 3 fields, although the third field, this field, won't have the maximum yield yet. I'm going to do this piece twice because the lines are separate and I don't want to lose the risk of having one row not sown in with grass. So that's why I'm deliberately going a little bit to the left so that I can clearly see where I have to go on the right side now, so that we really cultivate the whole field. But yeah, we won't get maximum yield in 2 months, because this field, if we give it another extra month that we can't do right now this time, we would get even more yield. But we're going to yield from 1 field to 3 fields, so that should really increase the amount of silage. I sincerely hope that we're still able to drive over it in the bunker and not spread it out too much and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have to take that into consideration as well, but I think we should be okay. And a question that I already have for a while is, can we actually put multiple layers of silage in a bunker? So if we put silage on and we put tarp on, can we then put in another layer and put tarp on and that will also turn into silage? Or is that not how it works? I really have no clue. So if you know about that, please let me know. That would be excellent. As we are now going to get the seeder out. This work is actually going relatively quickly. I like that. Let's get this on. Before we do that, let me check the status of the field. Oh, it's still fully fertilized. Oh, I love it. All right, let's start to unfold this baby. There we go. Let's get it ready in front of the field. Should probably turn the lines on so that I can clearly see. 6.4 meters. That's pretty wide. Okay, let's lower it. Let's get it all set up. Can I please get some lines here so that I can see? Oh, there we go. All right. Grass seeds are on. Everything is on. So let's turn it on and here we go. Let's do the first row here. Yep, we're on 214 liters, 213 liters. So yeah, it is seeding. And now all we need is for that to go well. And we get a lot of extra grass. Okay. It's not going to move very fast because it's lowered, of course, but that's okay. Turn it on again so we don't waste the seeds on the areas where we don't have any land available. I think if we also do all the surroundings with the grass, that will also really increase the amount of grass that we're going to get out of this field. So just the mowing will take a lot of time now if we have to mow this, all the 3 fields, but also all of the areas around it. But it is just going to be so rewarding if we get all of that grass and turn it into silage and then turn it into money. That should be so good. Can't wait for that to really happen. There we go. Let's keep sowing. And luckily we already did a little area here, so it's basically just double sowing. Oh, that doesn't do any anything bad to the ground, but it shouldn't. There's 1, 2, 3 more lines. And we're done. Okay, that one is good. So we have to go up, down, and up, and then we're done. Let's turn it on. There we go. I'll always check afterwards on the map if we missed a spot or not. Really hope we didn't, but sometimes you do, so you better check it, because if you don't and you wait a month, you can't really sew it in anymore. So have to always check in time. Could have been that we've missed a slight spot there, right where that bush is, because I turned the machine on slightly late, I think, when we got onto that patch, but it should be okay. I also think there's a lot of weeds growing here, by the way, so that might not all be grass. It might be a lot of weeds that's actually showing around the field. Here we go. I must say, I'm surprised with how few seeds you use for this, how few liters of seeds. I think we could only put 250 liters into this machine when we got started. Now it's up to 188 liters, or down to 188 liters, I have to say. So we only use 25% of the seeds that we put in, which is, I don't know how many seeds that is, but it's not that much if we've sown in 2 fields fully, and we only use like 75 liters of seeds almost. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. I like it. We still have plenty of seeds available, so this is just good. Getting into the last stretch now, and then we'll check if it's all good, and then we can put this equipment away. Should be all good though. There we go. Let's just stop it. Let's check soil composition growth. Yeah, doesn't look like there's any openings, so that's good. Let's erase the machine. Then fold it as well, which it should do already. We could probably put this a little bit in the back now, because we don't really need it quickly. So we can put it right here. Let's just untie it. There we go. Alright, field's ready. These 2 are already growing. Silage bunker is empty. All that is left today is probably watering the greenhouses, but I'll do that off the afterwards, or before we go sleep for another day later. And of course to clean our tractor, which is always a very important duty. So we'll do that. Again, we're almost done, and if you have any tips or tricks for me on how to do even better on my cute little farm, just let me know. Make sure to write a comment about that. If you enjoy this series and this video, please make sure to like this and subscribe to the channel. And then of course I would love to see you in another episode, as we are going to try and mow 3 fields and see how much money we can actually make on that. So for now it is thank you, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.